Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am.
Nino Brown Boxing, and I'm back in the building. Shout out to the LDBC. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Man, oh man, Billy Joe Saunders. That boy did his thing. He was literally floating like a butterfly, stinging like a bee in that ring. He boxed circles around David Lemieux tonight, made him look like a fool. David Lemieux, he did not win one single round, in my opinion. So definitely, my head goes off to Billy Joe Saunders. In my prediction video, I said that I thought it would be a close fight. I said I thought that it would be like maybe a split decision or a majority decision. But that did not happen at all. Billy Joe, he won every bit of his unanimous decision victory. Honestly, they didn't even give this man, Billy Joe, all of the unanimous decision that he deserved. He should have shut out, the scorecard should reflect him shutting out David Lemieux in all 12 rounds by all 3 judges. Honestly, it may sound crazy, but those even though that is irrelevant, those other 2 judges robbed Billy Joe Saunders of rounds that he definitely won. So once again, congratulations to Billy Joe. Shout out to you. My head goes off to you. Now, David Lemieux. This guy, like, he tried, he didn't quit. He stuck in there. He took his beating like a man. Definitely got to give you respect for that. But I don't know, man. He looks fat. He looks slow, out of shape. And, I know I've seen him look like that in fights before, but, like, right now I'm just looking at this picture of him at the weigh-in, and it looked like the dude just put on about 30 pounds of fat in 24 hours. This shit is ridiculous, but he looks horrible in that ring. Like, I'm looking at this screenshot, and I can literally see love handles on David Lemieux. I don't know what it is. Like, this guy definitely needs to move up in weight, but with his boxing ability, well, the boxing skills that he displayed tonight, I don't even think moving up in weight is a great idea, because if he gets in the ring with a guy that's bigger, stronger, can take more of a punch, and he has boxing ability, David Lemieux ass will be grass. That's just plain and simple, y'all. But the fight was pure dominance, rounds 1 through 12. This guy, Billy Joe, man, he floated around that ring like it was some sensational boxing. And right now, I'm sure within the next week or so, most likely starting tomorrow, it's going to be a whole lot of talks about, does Billy Joe really have an opportunity to beat Triple G? I'm sure people are going to start leaning towards the middle when it comes to Billy Joe Saunders versus Triple G. But then I'm thinking to myself, like, what about Billy Joe Saunders versus Canelo? Like, how does that play out? Because, like, Billy Joe looks slick, and even though Canelo's fight with Triple G that just passed, that's the best I've ever seen Canelo move around the ring on his feet. But in this fight, Billy Joe, his footwork made Canelo's footwork against Triple G look average. And I don't know, man. Billy Joe may have just been going through some point in time in his life where he wasn't taking boxing serious. He was just being lazy. And maybe that flame inside is definitely, it was relit. Now it's just growing and it's getting bigger and bigger. Now, do I see him beating my boy Jamal Charlo at middleweight? Absolutely not. I don't see him beating Demetrius Andrade either, but I think he would definitely give all of these guys competitive fights. And yeah, it's just, hey, if a fighter has to earn the respect of the public, of boxing trainers and his fellow boxers without getting a knockout and winning in dominant fashion, Billy Joe Saunders, he definitely did just that tonight. And the only thing I can do is just applaud this man over and over again, because, yeah, man, he did a good job. The fight was great. So what's next? There's plenty of possibilities if they set up this if they were to set up the fight with Canelo and Triple G, they put that rematch in effect, and let's say this fight goes on in May. Like, is Billy Joe going to remain active? Because he just fought in September, and now he's fighting again, and he just fought tonight in December. Now, let's say, is he going to fight, what, March? You know, Canelo and Triple G, that rematch, it seems like it won't happen until May. Now, if Billy Joe is extremely serious about staying active, staying in shape, you know, he's going to make sure he's in the ring. So, like, what's next for Billy Joe Saunders? And what guy, like, I'm about to go look up and see, like, who's the guy in the WBO rankings that would be next up? Or who can he have a voluntary defense against? Because the way it's looking, I mean, Billy Joe is definitely a live dog, and just based off of this performance, hey, next fight I will, even if it's against elite talent, I would definitely give Billy Joe Saunders a good chance. So we just have to wait and see what happens, man. I'm just impressed. Like, right now, it seems like, you know, I'm just not necessarily speechless, but I've talked a lot of shit about Billy Joe Saunders, and I will be the first person to give a person the credit that they deserve. And yeah, it's just, you know, he's definitely doing his thing. So I just pulled up the rankings, and according to the WBO rankings, Jamal Charlo is ranked number 3. Rob Brandt is ranked number 2 by the WBO. Now, I wonder how that's going to change tonight after this fight with Billy Joe Saunders and David Lemieux. I wonder, are they going to move Jamal Charlo up the ranking? Will he become number 2 and Rob Brandt becomes number 1? Or will the WBO order a title eliminator for Jamal Charlo? Or if Jamal Charlo beats his IBF, his next opponent for the IBF, does that elevate Jamal Charlo to the number 1 contender? Because I'm just looking at these rankings. Jamal Charlo is number 1 for the WBC. Let's see, he's number 4 for the WBA. The IBF has Jamal Charlo at number 3. Note for the IBF. And Note was ranked at number 2. I don't even know how to pronounce this guy's name. Just ranked number 1 by the IBF. His name is Sergey Der something Chenko. I can't pronounce his name. And the WBO currently has David Lemieux, Rob Brandt, and then Jamal Charlo. And Danny Jacob comes in at number 4. I don't know, man. It seems like Billy Joe, you know, if he wants to stay active, he most likely, if he takes a voluntary fight, I seriously doubt that he's gonna fight Jamal Charlo. I don't see that happening at all. But I mean, anything possible. You know, Billy Joe Saunders may be feeling himself. He may want to get a taste of some of that PBC money and put himself on a different platform. This was, according to what the commentator said tonight, this was Billy Joe Saunders' first fight in North America. So yeah, he may actually come to the United States now. He fought in Canada tonight, so he may actually come over to the United States and decide to challenge one of these young, hungry lions. And I can't honestly, even though I've been extremely impressed by Billy Joe Saunders tonight, I don't see Billy Joe Saunders doing that to a Jamal Charlo. He's a lot more athletic. He's a lot faster. He's a better boxer, and he's well conditioned. Like, he has all of those things over David Lemieux. When it comes to overall punching power, I really can't say. I'll just give the edge to David Lemieux because he's been consistently knocking guys out at middleweight. So I'm not going to be disrespectful to his power because that's all David Lemieux has at this point in time. But yeah, it's just, you know, the way this division is shaping up is definitely something to keep an eye on. I don't know, maybe I heard something wrong, but I just knew, I could have swore that Canelo was the number 1 ranked fighter for the WBO, but I guess I was wrong. If somebody else has heard that at some point, you know, please correct me. But Canelo is definitely ranked by the WBC. He's number 2 for the WBC for Triple G. He's number 1 for the WBA, and he's ranked number 4 by the IBF. And I don't see Canelo anywhere in the rankings for the WBO. Like I said, number 1 is David Lemieux, 2 is Rob Brandt, and 3 is Jamal Charlo. So we'll see what happens, man. Once again, congratulations to Billy Joe Saunders. You've earned a lot of guys' respect tonight. And just go home, enjoy your victory, and hang out with your badass son. This is Nino Brown Boxing. Shout out to the LDBC. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Peace.